This is good. Honestly, guys, don't get me wrong, a PS5 is exciting, but this is a pretty good looking collection, I think. Hey guys, a warm welcome back to Phil's Corner. Yep, after just over a month, we're back and it's good to see you, it's good to chat to you. Really glad that you could join me once again. There's been a lot, of course, that's happened since the last video, so we've got lots of topics to cover in the coming months. But today is a little bit different. We're doing something a bit fun today. But before we get onto that subject, I firstly want to say a huge thank you to my sponsors, and we've got two sponsors for today's video. Firstly, Mystery Football Jerseys. Now, you may remember Mystery Football Jerseys from previous videos. They're a mystery box service who do a really good job at sourcing a wide range of shirts in their mystery boxes, and they're really competitively priced. Excitingly, they're going to launch a subscription service which will be themed on a month-to-month basis. And it's a really good looking service. I believe you can go onto the site today to pre-order those boxes. So I'll leave a link in the description to them. Shout out to Mystery Football Jerseys. They've been a great supporter of this channel. So thanks to them. Do check them out. I'll just share a couple of pictures as I'm talking now of the kind of shirts you can get. As you can see, there's a wide range from much more understated, clean designs to some of the crazier designs you'll see in world football. So go and check out Mystery Football Jerseys. And I also want to say a huge thank you to Foot Fanatics. Now, Foot Fanatics, a company you've probably heard me talk a lot about in the summer, and they are really, really exciting because they allow UK collectors like myself to source really hard to find Brazilian club shirts. Brazilian club shirts, which you can sometimes find in the UK, are just quite hard generally to find, particularly some of the newer shirts that come out. But Foot Fanatics not only sell them, but they sell them at a really competitive price. And I'm really excited to be partnering with them. You can use the code FILS10 to get 10% off your order. And that helps particularly to pay some of the import tax that you will have to pay on the orders, which is, again, it's quite a competitive price. When you factor in the exchange rate, the prices of the shirts are actually really good. I'm really looking forward to showing you some of Umbro's new third kits. Now, we talked about Umbro's kits way back, I think it was in episode 3, for the Brazilian clubs. Umbro's Brazilian clubs were really good for third kits last year, but this year they're just as good. And Foot Fanatics will be the place to go to get hold of those shirts if you're based in the UK and Europe. So Foot Fanatics, check them out. They're a Brazilian retail store, as I say, that provide really, really good shirts, really hard to find shirts for collectors like you and me. So really good service. Thanks to them for supporting me on this channel. So yeah, Foot Fanatics and Mystery Football Jerseys, two great companies that deserve your attention if you collect shirts. And I have another announcement, and that is to say that my Patreon has officially launched. Yep, just last week, More Than a Shirt, which is what I'm calling my Patreon, is officially live. And you can now sign up as a supporter at various tier levels. You get all the benefits at every tier level. And I've already had a couple of early supporters. So I want to give a huge shout out to Lucas Grande and James Dagnall. Thanks, guys, for supporting me so early on. It is a huge encouragement. And as I say, you can all get involved if you'd like to. Supporting me through Patreon. There's going to be exclusive content which is geared towards graphic design and brand building. Basically stuff that has helped me get where I am today. So if you're interested in a career in sport or just developing your own creative skill set, More Than a Shirt is going to be really a good place for you to learn those things. But there's also going to be an exclusive Slack group, which is a place where you can chat about shirts. If I'm selling shirts in my own collection, I'll let the supporters know first before I go to Twitter. So if you're one of those people who like shirts and collecting shirts, that's another incentive. There's other benefits as well. So I'll leave the link in the description to my Patreon. As I say, there's loads of content to come with that, as well as content on here. The content in Phil's Corner will continue to come as usual. But if you are able to support me, it would mean such a huge amount. So thanks to those guys, to Lucas and James, who have already supported. And thanks to you guys who will go on to support me. It means so much. But now let's get on to the questions. I like to answer questions from the previous episode. Before I start this one, of course, it was quite a few weeks ago now, but there were some great questions. So thanks to all you guys who commented on the last video. We'll go through a few of those now. Firstly, we've got a comment from Ryan Gwatkin, who says, another brilliant video. Thanks, Ryan. Do you collect non-league kits? What are your personal favourites? And yeah, Ryan, I don't collect a lot of non-league kits, but I do like really exciting ones, and I do like to collect ones which stand out to me. There's two which I've mentioned on the channel before, but I'll mention again. Firstly, Hackney Wick. I've got their away shirt from last year, and it is one of my favourite shirts across all clubs last year. And alongside Hackney Wick, 1874 Northwich are another club in non-league who do great kits, and their away kit, which was designed in part by Phil Galloway, who's one of my favourite illustrators. That shirt is in my collection. Funnily enough, that shirt actually came from Mystery Football jerseys, so there's a good link there. But yeah, there's so many good non-league kits, and what I love is that more and more clubs are getting involved with kits, creating really good bespoke kits, so that people like me end up talking about them. So yeah, great subject. We'll probably will do a dedicated video on that at some point, because there's so many good ones out there. Thanks for your question, Ryan. Theon Mullins said, what do you think of Croatia kits? Croatia kits are superb. I mean, they're one of those teams in world football who are so iconic with the design of their shirts that basically every Croatia kit is interesting. I mean, having said that, their latest kit is relatively similar to the 2018 kit. You don't have the jagged edges on the sides, but you've still got large checks like you did on the 2018 one. So it's perhaps not the most interesting one, the most recent Croatia shirt. But across the board, I love seeing Croatia kits. As I say, it's one of those designs which is just synonymous really with the country and so strong and evocative that it stands out in world football. So really good country if you like international kits. But yeah, really good team. One of those teams in world football that are always good value. John Wiseman says, great video. Thanks again, John. Do you prefer long sleeve or short sleeve shirts? And quite simply, long sleeve shirts. And actually, John, you yourself have kind of gone to the heart of the matter really here, saying that you love the designs of the old Kappa shirts from the 90s for the way the logo went down the sleeves. And I think you're absolutely right, John. When you have what is often called taping down the sleeves, that is a strip which often features a brand logo. It's one of those fantastic elements of 90s kits, and sadly we don't see that a lot today, partly because of the brand restrictions that you'll have in European competitions or even some domestic leagues where your use of a brand logo has to be very restricted. It can't be used multiple times in a repeated way like they used to do in the 90s. I'd love to see stuff like that more though within the regulations, or for the regulations to change to allow it to happen, because it is really, really good. And as you say, John, I think Kappa were obviously one of the big ones for that. Even some of those great 90s brands like Champion as well were good at that. And yeah, I mean, pretty much every 90s brand tried elements like that on the sleeves in some way, shape or form. So I love long sleeve kits. Even long sleeve kits without logos on the sleeves are great as well. We're seeing a bit of a comeback as well. I tweeted about this just recently, where a couple of recent international games featured long sleeve kits. And there was a feeling that that was sort of a dying art, that base layers were kind of replacing long sleeve kits, and long sleeve kits would stop being in production. But thankfully, it looks like we're possibly coming through that. So lots to look forward to, hopefully, if you are into long sleeve kits. And I certainly am, so long may that continue. Now, John 1879, I'm assuming he wasn't born then, says, well done on another great vid. This is one of my favourite channels. John, that is a huge compliment. Thank you so much. And when I get compliments for this, it honestly does mean a lot. I say that a lot, don't know how it means so much, but it does. For someone like me who's a relatively new content creator on the scene, in particular on YouTube, that comment just really makes my day. So thank you to you, John. What has been your favourite shirt release for the upcoming season? It's a great question. I do think I will do some sort of big tier list or something to do with kits this year, because there's so many to go through. If I had to pick one kit, it would probably be Red Star FC's away kit. I bought that kit as soon as I saw it come out. I love the design. I will definitely have to talk about that more. I've certainly shared some pictures, which I will share now as I'm talking. Just an absolutely incredible design. It was made in combination with the club, but also a design studio called We Are Acid, who are based in London. Now, their work is just superb. I love not just the kind of craziness of it, but all the little touches, and the details are so sharp, so beautiful. The away is my pick of the two, but the home is equally good in green. So yeah, Red Star FC, probably my favourite kit this year, but there's been so many other good ones, and there's certainly a few others which I picked up straight away, and some which I'll be looking to pick up in the year. But yeah, thanks again, John, and really good question. We'll finish with the question from one of my Patreon supporters, from Lucas, who says, what is your favourite shirt that Ibrahimovic has worn in his career? Now, it's a great question, Luke, because Ibra is one of those players who's played for so many clubs, and it's honestly incredibly hard to think of just one shirt. When I think about the teams he's played for, and for me as well growing up, his career, I guess, followed the time when I was really into football. So when he was at Juve, I think, that was probably one of the moments when I was watching a lot of football and really enjoying football. But even later on, of course, with his Milan years as well, and of course that brief Barca stint as well, they were kind of my peak football watching years. So I loved following his career in shirts. I'll probably go to a Sweden shirt though, and of course Sweden have had many good kits. And their sash away shirt, which I think was 2011, the dark blue shirt with the yellow sash, which is in the tailored by Umbro years, when Umbro were really, really dominating international kits in particular, with their kind of tailor approach to shirts, when they really kind of stripped back shirts, but not just stripped them back, but focused on the quality of the materials, of the cut of the shirts. Even the shirts that were sized for players weren't sized as small, medium, large, XL. They were actually cut more closely to how you would tailor a suit. They were cut by chest size and things like that, individual to the player. So loads of great stuff from Umbro in those years. The 2011 Sweden away shirt though was my favourite. Gorgeous colour combination. I don't think they wore it many times, but I do distinctly remember the kit, and I'm pretty sure Ibra wore it as well. So yeah, really good question, Lucas. I think Ibra is one of those players who's had one of the most eclectic kit careers, I would say, probably. Certainly a very mixed and varied career. I'm glad he's still going as well, and who knows what he'll do in Milan this year. But yeah, thank you, Lucas. Before I go any further, please subscribe if you're new to a channel. For a channel like me who's relatively new on the scene, one subscription makes a huge difference. I'm quite close to the point now where I can really start ramping up what I'm doing in terms of the visibility of my content. And every subscription, the more we push that, the more it grows, the more that this channel hopefully can flourish. So every subscription means a huge amount. Hit that subscribe button and also like the video if you do enjoy it, and comment on the video, because every comment, as I say, I do read. Even if I don't always reply to them, I do read them, and I'll also be replying to my favourite comments on episode 13. So thank you guys for watching so much. Let's get into the meat of the video now. Today is something a bit fun. I wanted to do something which is a bit of a spur of the moment thought as I was looking through this week on Twitter. And it all basically stemmed from the announcement of the PS5. Now, I'm quite into games, but I'm not a huge console gamer. I mean, I do play a little bit, mostly to keep in contact with my brother and things like that. But when I saw the PS5 announcement, I was really, enjoying the reaction to that. And of course, the Xbox announcement recently as well. I was quite actually impressed with the price range of both consoles. I thought they were quite reasonable, really, all things considered. But I'm not going to be buying a console straight away. And I kind of got thinking, hang on a minute. If I was to take that money that the PS5 is worth, what would that actually look like in shirt terms? I talk a lot about shirts, of course, and I'm collecting shirts all the time. And I just wondered, what does kind of £400+ look like in today's market? Now, to do this, I thought I would go from a wide range of sources. So I'm not kind of necessarily going for the cheapest, like how many shirts I could get in that amount. But I was kind of thinking, if you gave me a budget of £400 to £450, what if I was to start a collection, basically, what could I get for that? And I thought it'd be quite interesting for you guys. This is sort of a bit of a follow-up as well to my video on how to start a football shirt collection. And that was a really good video, a really popular video, I think. One of my favourites I've done so far. And there was a lot of good feedback from that. So it was a bit of a follow-up to that. And just as a bit of fun, I'm going to now just trawl the internet and show you guys, basically me filling up a basket, if you like, of shirts that I could buy instead of a PS5. So yeah, hopefully a bit of fun. As I say, I'll talk you through my process as I'm going through on screen. And I'll catch you afterwards and we'll see how we get on. Right guys, let's go shopping. Let's see what £450 looks like in shirts. What sort of a collection could you get for that money, for the price of a PS5? Now, I've got a range of sites that I've sort of queued up to go through. We might not get through all of them, depending on how much money we spend. But let's have a look. Let's start with Foot Fanatics. I talked about Foot Fanatics, of course, one of the video sponsors. What sort of stuff could I get on here? I'm going to go to the outlet straight away. My goal really with this budget, if you like, is just to get a range of shirts, but shirts that I actually quite like and that I think would gain value over time and that are in my size. So, if I kick off already, there's some good looking stuff on this first page. Avai, a team I don't know much about, but sponsored by Umbro, and I do really like a good Umbro shirt from Brazil, as we all know. Look at that, we're getting shirts here in good sizes for $20, $25. I'll go for the sponsor one here, I think. Yeah, look at that number as well. So £24.90 in pounds. Let's do a quick £19.28. So we'll start with that. £19.28 already off the bat. As I said before, I think as well, I'm not going to look at delivery charges and stuff like that just for the sake of the video. Obviously, there will be delivery charges, particularly on stuff like this. But yeah, for the purpose of that, we've kicked off already. And I like the look of this. We're getting some more suggestions. I'm going to look at each of these in turn. Now, I think we don't want too many of our shirts, but I do like this. And again, it's in my size. I really like this collection. This was a collection that Umbro did where they basically took each of their clubs and gave them a sort of different nations or different international teams kind of flavour. This one was obviously French inspired. I think, I like the crest on that, but I'll probably go for the Umbro Nations one there. And yeah, we won't have too many of our shirts. So what's that? £24.90 again. So we'll do another £19.28. So we're on to £38.56. Not bad, not bad. What else has Fit Fanatics got for an XXL? Let's have a look at that. This one's, I'm probably not going to pull the trigger on that despite, you know what? It's £24.90 with a name and number as well. Yeah, let's add that as well. Let's have another £19.28 to the mix. So I'm pretty happy with that. 3 really good shirts there. £57.84. Plus, of course, delivery and import tax. But you can get 10% off with Phils10, the discount code, which is exclusive, of course. So use that for 10% off as if you are shopping at Fit Fanatics. I'm pretty happy with that. We have spent 60 quid, so we're not going to spend any more money on Fit Fanatics. But that's a good start. 3 really nice shirts, each a really good price. And all good sizes. Even this one at XXL, I would take that as a collector for the quality of the design. Simple but lovely details throughout. So yeah, happy with that. Let's go to M&M Direct. Many people know M&M Direct, and they regularly add shirts to their football shirt section. Just this week, I did actually buy something from here already, so I'm already excited to see what else we can get. Look at this already. Lille shirt, $16.99. That's an absolute must for that price. In good sizes as well. Now, I'm not a big fan of the Celtic shirt, but I am going to get the 3rd shirt. Again, good sizes, and it's a crazy fluorescent design, but I'm all about that. So that's 2 already at $16.99 a piece, bringing our total to $91.82. Okay, which is not bad at all. Let's look at some more good stuff. I mean, that Lille 3rd shirt, again, an easy purchase at $16.99. We're racking them up now. Now, West Ham, it was one of my favourite Premier League shirts that year. I won't get both, but for $14.99, again in good sizes, that's an absolute must. So again, a few more shirts. We're now at £123.80. I'm not going to stop there, guys, because there's more good stuff. I mean, I'm going to only pick shirts from this list that I really like. So of this selection here, I mean, the Ireland shirt is good, bar the 3 sponsor. $24.99. It's probably not enough for me. It's a good deal, don't get me wrong, but I'd rather take, for example, either of these shirts. I'll take the Costa Rica one, perhaps. We've already got a Celtic shirt. Costa Rica at $16.99. There's actually quite a nice design through there, which is a bit subliminal, but if I zoom in, lovely little design, and we've got a medium there at $16.99, so that's a must. We'll add that. We're now at £140.79. PS5 shirt. Gorgeous design. One of my favourites again from all Umbro teams last year. I love the sleeves. A picture like this doesn't really do it justice. I think it is actually a gorgeous kit. And you got it with the sponsor there in large. $19.99. Easy decision. As you can see, guys, we're only £160. We've got almost £300 to play with. And we've got a good batch of shirts. Let's continue. Of this selection, probably the Costa Rica one jumps out the most to me. But I'll go for Bilbao. I've already got a Costa Rica shirt. And Bilbao, we can sneak in a medium there at $16.99. What a price. Another shirt that has to go in. Great Panama shirt. Some good shirts still. I quite like this Newcastle shirt, and that is a player issue at $24.99, a really good price. I feel like we're probably coming to the end of that Celtic shirt though at $21.99. You know what, long sleeve. I can't resist that. We're just shy of £200. We're at £199.76. We've only been on 2 sites. I probably should move on. There's more good stuff though. We've got stuff from Monaco, which is really nice. And some more Lille shirts. Really good stuff. We've got a Bayern Munich shirt there. Okay, yeah, as you can see, there's loads more we could get. A Betis shirt in medium at $19.99. Let's add that as well. Let's add the Betis shirt at $19.99. Okay, £290.75. We spent quite a lot of money already, but this is a good looking collection. Again, with some Brazilian shirts and a range of European teams. What about classic football shirts? Probably the biggest shirt site out there. Of course, their range of shirts is absolutely huge, and there's lots of good clearance items to be had alongside the higher end stuff. For the purpose of my collection that I'm building here, I'm going to look particularly at the cheaper stuff. This banner already is drawing my eye because these City shirts, I like them, I load them, are particularly notable designs from Puma. So I'm going to open that, and I'm going to go to the clearance section too to see what they've got. Let's go to these City shirts though. What have they got? Remember, I'm only looking for my size particularly. And okay, we've got some player issue shirts, that's good, but we're going to go for the replicas. Both of these designs, I mean, it's kind of two ends of the spectrum, isn't it? That design inspired by the Hacienda, famous nightclub in Manchester, is a really, really strong look. The other end of the spectrum, the ridiculously coloured third shirt of the two at $24.99. This away shirt, I think, is a definite purchase, and we've got good sizes as well, so we'll add that to the basket. At $24.99, we're at £244.74 now. Still got, almost £200 to play with. This is really good. Of course, I could be getting even cheaper shirts as well, but in terms of the quality of the shirts, I think we're actually doing pretty well. Now, we're at the clearance section now. I will go to my sizes. I'll go a little bit beyond and beneath as well. We'll go from small to XXL, I think, for the purpose of finding as many options as possible. You know what? I'm going to also choose to go for home, away, third, fourth, and maybe goalkeeper as well. What can I find? What can I add to my fledgling collection? Now, okay, we've got some options already. That Ghana shirt, I don't remember them playing in that third shirt, but I really like that. Player issue Ghana shirt, $17.99. Amazing. This is a great time for Puma. Puma are really good. I mean, 2006, they sponsored, I think, 11 teams at the World Cup, something like that. It was a lot of nations. And of course, they also sponsored the World Cup winning shirt of Italy. That's one of my favourite purchases so far. If not my favourite, at $17.99. Amazing. Really like some of these designs. Oh, let's get a Hummel shirt. Groifer Firth, however you say that. Good sizes here. I love Hummel. Really, really strong. $22.99. So we're now at £285.72. This is good. Honestly, guys, don't get me wrong, a PS5 is exciting, but this is a pretty good looking collection, I think. Okay, this is an interesting shirt. John Regensburg. I'll be honest, never heard of the team. I quite like that design though. Let's add it in. At $19.99, for something a little bit more out there, you've got to have a few shirts of this in your collection, don't you? Teams that you don't really know that well, or brands like Salah, again, relatively small brand, or kit manufacturer, so that's a good one. I'm really liking what I've seen on Classic so far, I must say. There's lots of good options in their clearance section. I'd love to get the Senesian shirt. It's a bit out of my price range today, but there's some good stuff. I think, to be honest, at this point, I'm happy to move on. I could continue for sure, though. We're just over £300, so we've still got £150 to play with. Let's continue. Now, what about vintage football shirts? I really like vintage football shirts. I've done some work with them in the past as well. Really, really solid group of guys. Let's go straight to the clearance section, see what's available. Again, we will go to our size range between small and XXL. And we will also go for home away third or goalkeeper. Oh, we'll add match shirts as well. Who knows what we might find. Now, interesting stuff already. St. Pauli goalkeeper. It's probably not enough to pull the trigger, but I'm liking that already. Oh, okay. Bayer Leverkusen. Now, £30 at the higher end of what I've been spending, but I do really like that design. Underrated design from Jacko. Look at that badge. Yeah, I would honestly take that at £30. I think it's worth getting. We're at £335.71. We do have to be careful, but really like that design. Oh, some more stuff here. So Swallows, £40 is probably pushing it, but there is some good stuff here. We've got Poland at £25. Oh, that's definitely worth a closer look. Oh, and some more as well. Samson Spor. Not heard of them. I assume they're a Turkish team. Yeah, very interesting design. I'm not going to go for it because I am a bit more conscious of my budget, but the Poland one as well has pushed me close. We'll continue, but liking it already at vintage football shirts, as you can see. Oh, some more good stuff again. Slightly more than I would usually pay for the purpose of this collection, but some good stuff here. Very similar to classic football shirts in terms of what they've got available. Ah, here we go. Spezia, who, am I right in saying they just got promoted to Serie A? I think they did. And look at this. Oh, here we go. We've got a couple ones here. Right, let's look at these Spezia ones first. Away and home. Now, the away there is quite simple, but I love that badge design. A Serbis, we've not got a shirt from them so far. The home is also good. Let's look at sizes. We've got options there. I mean, for £15, that away shirt is definitely worth adding. We're now at the £350 mark. £350.71. £100 left to spend. We might spend it all on vintage football shirts at this rate because I really like this Heracles Almelo as well. I love this sponsor here. And we can get it in a medium, which is not bad at all. £20. Job done. Oh, we've got some more. Now, this is similar, of course, to what we saw on M&M Direct. £20, standard Liège. Honestly, I like that a lot. I think I'm going to add it. New Balance. We've got a few good New Balance shirts in this collection. It's worth noting, actually, on the New Balance shirts, when the cuff detailing is at the very end of the sleeves, like this, on the cuffs, that notifies that it's one of the higher-end New Balance teams. For some of the other contracts, sort of lower-tier New Balance teams, that detail tends to be floating a bit more here for what it's worth. So, yeah, I like to look out for that. If it is on the cuffs like that, it just looks a little bit nicer as well. Oh, actually, you know what? Looking at this, oh no, it's worth it a small. We'll get a small shirt for £20. I really like that design. It is, despite being relatively simple, really, really strong in my eyes. The shirts keep coming. Look at this Lagana's away shirt. I won't go for it just because we're down to our last 60 quid. But, I mean, you can see the sort of stuff here. And again, there's some good stuff from Zenit. Player issue shirts. £40 is a bit out of my price range. Oh, some good Umbro stuff from Burnley. Really, really impressed with what I can see here. I think at this point I'm just going to have a quick scan through. There is some really good stuff. Legia Warsaw for £25. I like that a lot in the grey. There's some really good stuff. Look at the Carnival shirt there from Cologne. It's a good price of 50 quid, even though I won't get it in this little collection, but really, really good stuff. I'm going to check out some more sites that I like to browse, some classic retail sites, including Kitbag. It looks like they've got a 50% off deal of some sort. For the purpose of the video, I won't particularly look at discount codes and things like that. Let's see what's in the outlet section. We'll go from lowest to highest. And I don't think I can use size filters. That's one of the things I remember from Kitbag. It's not the best, actually, for filters. You can see a very limited selection there. As you can see, sometimes it's not particularly glamorous, of course, as we all know, going through. Now, I don't particularly want any of these shirts, although they are good prices with name and number, but not enough for me to pull the trigger. Incidentally, actually, Kitbag had a deal, or I think they were the primary seller of Everton shirts through the store, through the Everton site, so that's why there's a lot of Everton shirts on here. Now, it's interesting. Calvert-Lewin, of course, has just got a hat-trick at the time of recording. He'd be a good person to get a shirt at name and number. I would be tempted at £23, to be honest. But yeah, okay, here we go. We've kind of pulled through the Everton stuff. And there are some men's shirts. Now, Switzerland shirt is not bad at £24. Don't think it's enough for me to buy. Oh, you know what? I do like that design. I think that's quite an underrated design there. I love that contour. Yeah, £24 in good sizes. We'll take it. We are at £414 though, so there's not much to play with. I think if there's nothing particularly good in the next few, I will move on to another site. That would be tempting if it was on the men's size, but it's not. They're kid sizes. Not enough here from Kitbag to win me over. So we'll move on to Unisport. Now, Unisport are a Danish retailer. Occasionally really, really good stuff on sale, but you do kind of have to act fast. Stuff can go pretty quick. But yeah, there is often some really good stuff. I've certainly got some really nice purchases from them in the past. Their filtering system is a little bit better and it's nice and quick, so this is already looking good. We've got size filters. I think we could probably, yeah, we can leave everything else. Yeah, for the time being, let's see what we've got. Let's go from low to high. Got some teamwear here, some nice teamwear, but not what I'm looking for. Now, I must say the selection today isn't looking that good at the price range. Having said that, a Brondby shirt would not be bad. Now, the exchange rate isn't great at the moment, £36.62 though. That would basically take me just over budget, so I could end with the Brondby shirt. I quite like that as an option, to be honest. As I look further down, I do like some of these other designs. If there's anything really amazing, I'd stretch my budget, but I think that's probably going to be the best option. I'll take the Brondby shirt. Something a bit different. You won't find that on many other sites. And it is another Hummel shirt. I think at that price in the medium, I'd take it. It would certainly hold its value and hopefully go up in value. I'll take that deal. So that finishes off the budget. If I just double check now what I've come to, we've come to £451.33. Now, of course, as we've said before, that wasn't including delivery charges. So, you know, there would actually be quite a few delivery charges for the way I've done it across so many sites. But there you go. As an idea, these are the kind of things you can get. This is a collection of shirts for £450 for the price of a PS5. As I'm talking, I'm just going to put the shirts up on the screen now as well, just so you can see what we've bought today. And I quite like that as a collection. And hey, in 10 years' time, this will be worth more than a PS5. So, you know, that's one way to look at it. Of course, in this video, I've not even factored in things like eBay and going to charity shops, things like that. So there will be loads more bargains. And of course, places like eBay, or if you're going to charity shops, there's a lot more potential for real steals and stuff which you can easily then sell on if you find a rare gem that slips through the cracks and that sort of thing. But even just going to retail sites, even just checking out these quite big sites, there's loads of really good stuff which is actually worth adding to a collection, and stuff which I would want to add to my own personal collection. So yeah, good stuff. So there we go, guys. That is my collection that I could buy instead of a PS5. What do you think? Do you like the shirts I was willing to purchase? Do you think I made some good decisions? Would you actually be tempted to buy a group of shirts instead of a PS5? How do you think it compares? Do you think it's good value for money? I'd love to hear what you think about this subject and this video in the comments. And I just want to shout out once again to Lucas and James for supporting me on Patreon. And if you do want to support me as I create content, the link is in the description below. Do sign up. There's a great community hopefully there which we can build as well as the community on here. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for supporting me. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you soon for episode 13.